Welcome to NFL Prods. Today we will be covering Jalen Hurts being the highest paid NFL quarterback and his ankle surgery that he had this offseason.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of talk about his contract here, and I'm going to tell you, to me, it is such a quarterback-driven league. You got to have a quarterback. Jalen Hurts was probably the focal point of the Eagles having a good season. He had a great season. I consider him the second best quarterback, but now he's the number one paid quarterback over
Patrick Mahomes.
Well, Patrick Mahomes got his contract a few years ago.
When's
Watson
he due for
won.
anyone?
Oh, I think another two and a half years. But the one that's paid more than was the highest paid quarterback was Watson, who came from the Texans. But then there was such drama with him coming, and he missed like the first 6-7 games of the season, and I don't see any improvement with the Cleveland Browns.
He's playing now, though, this season, upcoming season.
Yeah, and you probably, with a full season, might be different. I don't know. I saw how quarterbacks have stricken a lot of teams. The Eagles must think they're going to win the Super Bowl real soon, and within the next 3 to 4 years. If not, they're going to be strapped cash-wise.
In cap hell.
Yeah, in cap hell. Could they be the Eagles turned into another Minnesota Viking team? Look what Kirk Cousins has done to the Vikings.
Yeah. And now I will be talking about...
Well, let me, before you go and talk to that, Jay, let me discuss players that are probably going to are still of value. I think Kelsey has got probably maybe a year or two left.
He's signed for a year.
So he'll be probably gone. Do you think A.J. Brown is going to? He's still young.
We're gonna re-sign him for sure.
I'm not talking. I don't know what their current contracts. I don't have them right up here up front, but I'm looking at. Are they going to be able to keep these core of wide receivers and offensive line?
Devontae Smith is a great receiver.
Okay. Well, let me see.
But he's from college.
And we have to look at, nothing. What wide receivers are quarterback dependent. Well, quarterbacks are dependent on a great offensive line. Every team, any team that's successful in the NFL must have a good offensive line.
Except the Bengals.
Yeah.
But they didn't win the Super Bowl because of their line.
Yeah, this is true.
They had the Super Bowl. They could have got it, but that sack by Aaron Donald.
Okay, so Derek Barnett, you familiar with him?
Oh yeah, Derek Barnett. He's one of the linebackers. I'm pretty sure.
Defensive end, actually.
Defensive end, yeah. I'm pretty sure we re-signed him. How old is he again?
Well, he's 26.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Now, your eldership on that defensive end, it looks like
it's Fletcher Cox.
Well, actually, it's
Graham.
Brandon Graham. Taron Jackson, 24. He's young. Matt Leo, he's up there. He's 6'7", 280. So you're going to lose a few players that are going to have to be replaced either by the draft or free agency. But because of that big contract in 24 and 25, I don't know. But I think
Brandon Graham signed for another year, I think.
Yeah. So let's see. He's Derek Barnett.
Pretty sure we signed him.
Yeah, he's a. Let's see.
Josh Sweat, that's a big name right there. He is excellent.
Okay, so we're looking at your young guy. Your young guy from last season is Jordan Davis.
Oh,
Rookie.
Jordan Davis. He is like the next Fletcher Cox. He's like the next Von Miller, but bigger in the middle.
Yeah, for defense.
And he's just as fast. He ran a 4.50 40-yard dash.
And you still have some few young.
You hear that? 4.50 seconds.
Yeah, that's pretty fast for a big guy.
And let me get his stats up real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, he is.
And this is the only reason we're going a little more in depth on the Eagles, because of the signing of Hurts with this big contract and stuff like this.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about his injury and see if that's going to affect. But I'm guaranteed they wouldn't be signing that contract that big if his injury was going to affect it because
his surgery was in March, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have the stats for Jordan Davis. He ran that 4.50 second 40-yard dash. He's 6'6", 336 pounds.
Boy, quarterbacks would be scared of him running after him, running away from him.
God, he is huge.
But I'm looking at, you got youth. I mean, so you're going to lose a few in a few years. You're going to lose these guys that are in their 30s.
I feel like the Eagles think it's our make or break years.
Yeah. So they got to win within the next year or the year after. So they got probably 2 or 3 years window, and they have to win, or they're going to be rebuilding a little bit.
A lot.
Yeah, and I see, but they got some 30-some-year-olds. They're still a fairly young team. And I don't know. I guess they could address the other positions if this year comes. If they lose a center and they lose Fletcher Cox. When you're 30-something, you got limited time, especially with the cap in football. When I grew up, we didn't have the cap. You got to keep your players, your favorite players. You were guaranteed they would stay with the team till the end of their careers, but not nowadays. All right. Well, what do you have on Hurts' injury?
Surgery?
Yeah, surgery.
All right. So, Jalen Hurts, he had a procedure to remove hardware that had been inserted in his ankle after Hurts suffered a high ankle sprain while playing for the University of Alabama in an October 2018 game. Sources said Hurts was sidelined for nearly a month before returning to play in November of that season. Surgery to remove that hardware took place in February and was considered minor, according to sources who added Jalen Hurts returned to his regular workout routine for the off-season.
Well, that's great. So that, like I said, they wouldn't, if they thought it was anything serious, they wouldn't have signed that. His guarantee part of his contract is $179 million. Imagine that. Gee. And the other 51 is an annual value, largest league in history, putting him ahead of Aaron Rodgers with that $50 million. You remember I was telling about that trade of the Jets? What is wrong with those stupid Packers? I'd be happy just to get rid of them.
They're going to do it after the draft, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. And then Russell Wilson, so far right now he's a bust as far as a trade. I mean, Russell Wilson did great in Seattle, but I blame some of that on coaching. And then Kyle Murray with 46.1, Deshaun Watson, that's the one I'm talking about. But that's annually, but his contract is like, right now was the highest. I guess right now the second highest is Rodgers, and then it is Russell Wilson. Correction. But of last year, when they signed Deshaun Watson, he was second till Rodgers and Russell Wilson got signed.
Yeah.
But I think Deshaun Watson's got a lot of incentive in his contract.
Yep.
If I remember right.
Yep, and that's going to be all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, please like and subscribe and check out our podcast. We just made a podcast and we're going to be uploading on there 3 times or 2 times a week at least. And you can find it on Amazon Music, True Christianity, and on Spotify, True Christianity. And I'm going to put a link in our channel, our About section, to go to our podcast. Thanks for watching.